Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, and welcome to my channel if you are new. My name is Danielle and I'm a full-time reseller on Poshmark, Mercari, and eBay. Today is Wednesday, which means a brand new What's So Wednesday video is here. If you're new and you're not sure what that means, this is just a video I release every Wednesday. I go through my sales from the previous week, talk about them more in depth, talk about what sold, how much it sold for, what platform it sold on, how much I bought it for, all that good stuff. So if you're interested in seeing my sales from last week, go ahead and keep watching. And before I get into last week's sales, I do want to thank Vendoo for sponsoring today's video. If you don't know what Vendoo is the go-to cross-posting software for resellers. Vendoo works in the form of a Google Chrome extension and it is extremely easy to download. Vendoo already made it easy to delist and relist your listings, and now with their new bulk option, it is even easier. You can simply just select up to 10 items at a time and it delists and relists them from all the platforms that you choose. If you want to try out Vendoo for yourself, go ahead and click the link down below where you can try out Vendoo for free and you can get 25% off your first month's service. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. These sales are going to be from October 24th to October 30th. Starting with October 24th, the first sale I made was a Mercari sale. And this was actually two different items that I put into the same listing for someone to buy. It was just two pairs of Michael Kors Hamilton studded flats. I had one orange pair and one tan pair, and they wanted both of them. I think I had them listed at maybe around 45 originally, and I bundled them for $75 for her. So they sold for $75 with a selling fee of $7.50 and a processing fee of $2.48, and then I was left with $65.02. These are from a flip lot, and if I refer to anything coming from a flip lot, that just means I'm selling it on consignment for someone else. So I'm using the app Flip to consign the items, and in the end I have to split the profits with the person I'm selling them for. So these shoes took just over 3 months to sell. I'd actually just relisted them when they ended up selling, so that was great news, and they ended up selling for a really great price, so I'm really happy with the sale. And next is a Poshmark sale. This is a pair of Levi's 711 low-rise gray skinny jeans in a size 25. These sold for $31 with a Poshmark fee of $6.20, and then I offered a shipping discount of $1.50, and then I was left with $23.30. These jeans I got from a JOMAR wholesale box, and they cost me about $4.65 to purchase. I believe it was probably a 50-piece CPR box, because those are one of my favorite ones to order, so most of my stuff comes from those. It took about 1.5 months for these to sell, which was a great time frame, so they sold pretty fast and had a really great profit, so I'm really happy with the sale. And next was another Poshmark sale. This is another pair of actually Michael Kors shoes. These were just a Susan Flex pump in a size 5.5. These sold for $45 with a Poshmark fee of $9, and then I was left with $36. These I got from the thrift store for $7, and they took just under 4 months to sell. I did want a little more for these shoes because they were in like great condition. Like they had barely any wear whatsoever. And so I wanted a little more, but I just honestly was happy to move them as fast as I did. And $45 was still a pretty reasonable price for them. I don't really sell Michael Kors a lot, so it's very weird that I made this many Michael Kors sales in this one day, but I'm still happy it sold, and it still had a really great profit, so I'm really happy with it. And the last sale on October 24th was another Poshmark sale. This is a pair of Dansko black patent leather wedge clogs. These were in a size Europe 38, and they sold for $49 with a Poshmark fee of $9.80, and then I offered a shipping discount of $1.50, and then I was left with $37.70. These were from a flip lot, and they took just under a month to sell. I love selling Dansko. It sells so fast for me, and it's not a brand I actually find myself often at the thrift store, but I love getting it in flip lots because it always sells extremely fast. So I'm very happy with the sale. It sold super, super fast and had a really great profit. And moving on to October 25th, the first sale I made was another Poshmark sale. This is by the brand Fly London. It was just a pair of peacock blue slip-on wedges in a size Europe 37. These sold for $54 with a Poshmark fee of $10.80, and then a shipping discount of $1.50, and then I was left with $41.70. I got these shoes also in a flip lot. I had a ton of flip lot sales last week. It just works out that way when you have a ton of flip inventory. So a lot of my sales from last week will be from flip, but they took 2.5 months to sell. So the selling period was actually coming close to the end. I was actually sending offers on the 24th, I think, and these actually sold in a result to sending offers. They still sold in a really great time frame, and they had a really good profit. And next was another Poshmark sale. This is a pair of Everlane women's the Curvy Authentic Stretch High-Rise Skinny Jeans in black, and they were in a size 31. These sold for $40 with a Poshmark fee of $8, and I was left with $32. These were once again from a flip lot. They took about 3 days to sell, so they sold really, really fast. I want to say I had them listed at $50 originally and then received, she did actually a pretty low offer at first, and I countered 45. So then she ended up countering at 40. I went ahead and accepted just because I wanted to move them very quickly. So this was still kind of around the price I typically move them for, but I love Everlane. If you've been watching me for a while, you already know that I love selling Everlane. It always sells so fast and for such a great amount, so I'm really happy with this sale. And the last sale on October 25th was a Mercari sale. This is by the brand Clogs, and it was a pair of men's limited edition high top camo shoes. These sold for $45 with a selling fee of $4.50 and then a processing fee of $1.61, and then I was left with $38.89. These were also from a flip lot, and they took about 3 weeks to sell. These sold extremely fast. Clarks is another brand I enjoy selling. Some of their stuff does move a lot faster than other stuff, but typically I can sell Clarks pretty fast and for a pretty good amount. So really happy with these. These were new without the tags, so that is why they sold for $45. Typically, I don't move Clarks for that much, but I was really happy with this sale and really happy with the profit. And moving on to October 26th, I made one little lonesome sale this day, and it was a Poshmark sale. It was by the brand One State, and it was a brand new with tag black sequin jogger pants in a size medium. These sold for $60 with a Poshmark fee of $12, and then I was left with $48. These pants were also from a flip lot, and they took just under a week to sell. I'm really happy with the sale. I had them listed a little higher at $70 at first, and then I received kind of a low offer. My counter was $60, and they went ahead and accepted the offer, which was great. One State is not a brand I usually sell, but these were new with the tag, and the comps for this specific pair of pants were really, really great, so I decided to get them in this flip lot. And they ended up selling really, really fast. So I'm really happy with the sale. And moving on to October 27th, the first sale I made was a Poshmark sale. This is again by the brand Dansko. This is a pair of women's like bright pink leather flats. These were also in a size 9. They sold for $32 with a Poshmark fee of $6.40. And then I was left with $25.60. These were also from a flip lot, and they took 2 days to sell. I had them listed at, I want to say 40 originally. I want to say it might have been 45, but I'm pretty sure it was 40. And these sold so fast. They also had some good attention on other platforms as well, like right after I listed them. So I'm really happy with this sale. I did take an offer that was a little low, but it was still reasonable, and it still had a good profit. And next was a Mercari sale. This is by the brand Sorel. This is a pair of women's low zebra stripe booties. They were sold for $68 with a selling fee of $6.80 and a processing fee of $2.27. I was left with a $58.93. These boots were also from a flip lot, and they took 3.5 months to sell. These sold fairly after me relisting them, and originally I had them listed quite higher than 68, and when I relisted them this last time, I listed them at $80. And then I received this offer for $68 on Mercari, and I went ahead and accepted. If it was Poshmark, I probably would have countered, but on Mercari, since the fees are a little lower, I decided to just accept this offer. And the consignment period had already been extended, so I just wanted to move them. So I was happy taking $68, and it was still a really great price, so I'm so happy with the sale. And next up is another Poshmark sale. This is actually by the brand Project Social Tee, and it was a brand new with tag gray New York graphic muscle tank, and it was in a size small. It sold for $10 with a Poshmark fee of $2.95, and then I was left with $7.05. This tank top, I want to say I got it in a JOMAR box, like one of my first ones I ordered a long time ago, but I don't know because it wasn't written down anywhere. But I'm happy it's gone nonetheless. Like, it's only a $10 sale, but like, goodbye. I don't have to look at it anymore. I feel like I have had it for a while because I just remember looking at it for a long time, but I don't know how much I paid for it, and I don't fully remember where I got it, even though I think it was a JOMAR box, but I honestly don't know. But nonetheless, I'm happy that it's gone, and I'm happy that it moved, even if it was just for $10. And next up is another Poshmark sale. This is by the brand Athleta. This is a pair of Sculptec Slim Straight Jeans in a size 4. They sold for $35 with a Poshmark fee of $7, and then I was left with $28. I paid $8.50 for these at the thrift store, and they took 7 months to sell. $8.50 is a little higher than I would probably pay now. 7 months ago, I guess $8.50 was good for me, but now I don't think. I just feel like Athleta jeans are not selling as well as they used to. 7 months is not a terrible time frame, but I would like to move them just a little faster, and they also used to move a little faster than that. So I would definitely pick up these again, but not for $8.50. Maybe $5 and under for these. But I'm still happy with the sale, and I still did have a really great profit. So I'm really happy with it. And the last sale on October 27th was actually an eBay sale. My only eBay sale of the week. If you've been watching the last couple videos and last couple vlogs, you know that I have slowly started listing on eBay, and it is quite nerve-wracking, and it is quite scary, and I haven't fully figured it out yet, but we're making a few sales here and there, so I'm really happy with it. But this is an Eileen Fisher brand new with tag lantern sleeve silk tunic top, and it sold for $65, and the fees were $11.17, I think. And then it took 2 weeks to sell, and I got it from Flip. I don't know why I have trouble with eBay sales, but they're just different, and I need to like get in the groove of like having them, and then maybe they'll go a little smoother. But it was a good sale. It sold really fast. I did want a little more for it, but there was a small spot of like discoloration on the front, so $65 was perfect. I'm really happy with the sale. I love Eileen Fisher. Sells really fast, especially new with the tag. New with the tag Eileen Fisher sells so quickly. And moving on to October 28th, the first sale I made was a Poshmark sale. This is by the brand Rebecca Minkoff, and it was a pair of women's studded booties in a size 7.5. They sold for $40 with a Poshmark fee of $8, and then a shipping discount of $1.50, and then I was left with $30.50. I got these from a flip lot, and they took about 4 months to sell, so they sold fairly quickly still. I've honestly had trouble removing Rebecca Minkoff in the past. I don't know why. It just kind of sits kind of slow for me. And I honestly thought I'd get more than $40 for these, but I just did not. And honestly, I'd had them for a little bit, and I just wanted to move them for my client. So overall, I'm happy with the sale, and it was not terrible, but I definitely expected to get more from them. And next up is another Poshmark sale. This is by the brand Vuori. I tried to learn how to say it since I sold it last, but it's just not working out. But this is a pair of men's ripstop climber pants in charcoal gray in a size medium. They sold for $51 with a Poshmark fee of $10.20, and then I was left with $40.80. If these look a little familiar, that's because they are. They sold on eBay. It was actually my first eBay sale back on eBay, and they got returned because they didn't fit the person. So I got them back, listed them on Poshmark, and they sold very quickly. So they actually were from a flip lot. They took 2 weeks to sell. I've already talked about this before, and whatever. It was like literally a week ago or 2 weeks ago that they sold on eBay, and now they've already sold on Poshmark. But I love this brand. I actually learned it from one of my consignment clients, and I just love the brand now. I'm like, I need to just find this brand everywhere because it sells so extremely fast, and it sells for such a great amount every time. I actually sold them for even more the second time around, so I guess it was a happy accident. And next up was another Poshmark sale. This is by the brand Teos, I don't know. Pair of women's black ankle booties. These were in a size 8.5. They sold for $50 with a Poshmark fee of $10, and then I was left with $40. These were from a flip lot. They took 3 days to sell, so amazing. Had them listed at $60 originally, and then received a $50 offer. Immediately accepted. Amazing offer. Love it. Couldn't ask for anything better. This is just ideal. 3 days, reasonable offer. Beautiful. And the last sale on October 28th was another Poshmark sale. This is actually by the brand Pedro Garcia, and it was a pair of platform wedge sandals in like a beige color. They sold for $69 with a Poshmark fee of $13.80, and then I was left with $55.20. I did have these listed significantly higher than $69, but they had just a little bit of wear on them, and they had no size tag. I had to guess. And so when I received an offer for $69, I just went ahead and accepted. Honestly, I was very pleased with the offer. I was also trying to reach a goal for October, and I ended up being like cents away from my goal. So this contributed to the goal, and I'm very happy with the sale still. I actually got these from my JOMAR Wholesale Premium Women's and Men's Mixed Shoe Box, and I got them for $8, and they took just under 3 months to sell. So I'm so happy with it. If you have watched like my past What's So Wednesday videos, you know that that box is one of my favorite JOMAR boxes ever, because I profited when I sold like one pair, and then here's the other pair, pure profit, and then the rest of the 6 pairs that I got, pure profit because I don't even, like, they're all profit because I've already paid for the box. So I would highly recommend that JOMAR box. It is very, very hard to get a hold of. It sells out in like 8.2 seconds every time. So turn the notifications on, get your card ready, but I promise you, you will not be disappointed with that premium shoe box. And moving on to October 29th, the first sale I made was a Poshmark sale. This is by the brand J. Crew, and it was a pair of vintage straight leg distressed jeans in a size 30. These sold for $21 with a Poshmark fee of $4.20, and then I was left with $16.80. These jeans I actually got from the thrift store for $3, and they took 2.5 months to sell. They sold really fast, and they had a really great profit. I had them listed at $30 originally, and then a $21 offer came my way. Went ahead and accepted. It was still pretty reasonable. I was still okay with it, so I accepted. And then it still had a really great profit still, so I'm really happy with the sale. I don't really sell a lot of like J. Crew jeans for some reason. I just don't think they do like amazing. So I'm happy with the sale. I will pick up J. Crew jeans in the future, but I am pretty picky with like the styles and stuff that I do pick up. And next is another Poshmark sale. This is by the brand Stussy. It's a pair of men's stock water shorts in yellow and a size small. They sold for $40 with a Poshmark fee of $8, and then I was left with $32. These shorts I got from a flip lot, and the only reason why these even were in the flip lot is because I wanted the other 3 things that were in the lot, and I wasn't going to exclude anything on a 4-item lot. But I was highly surprised by how fast these things sold. They sold in a month, and I was also surprised that they sold for $40. I priced them a tad on the high end because the solds were all over the place. High is like 45, low is of like 15, so I was like, I'll just do 40. It's like higher than what the other ones listed are, but I think they might still sell. And they did for 40. So really happy with this sale. And it was a very surprising sale. So I'm probably going to pick up this brand in the future because it seemed to do pretty well. And the last sale on October 29th was a pair of American Eagle Curvy high-rise distressed skinny jeans in a size 4. These sold for $24 with a Poshmark fee of $4.80, and then I was left with $19.20. These I got from a flip lot. Again, they took 2 months to sell. If you've watched me for a while, you already know American Eagle distressed skinny jeans are my thing. That is bread and butter for me. I sell them typically between 25 and 30. Sometimes I will accept 24. It just depends if they've been sitting for a little bit, but typically I can sell them extremely fast and for a pretty good amount. So happy with the sale and happy with how fast they sold. And moving on to October 30th, which is the last day of last week, the first sale I made was a Mercari sale, and it was a Patagonia women's retool snap tee fleece pullover in purple. This sold for $54 with a selling fee of $5.40 and a processing fee of $1.87, and then I was left with $46.73. This I got from a flip lot. Once again, it took just under a month to sell. I don't have a ton of experience selling Patagonia just because I don't really find it. But I have found a couple times when I have sold it, it has sold very, very quickly. And from what other resellers say, it does sell very, very quickly. But I did have these listed at, I think, 60, maybe 65, or maybe more originally. And then I received kind of a low offer, and we kind of went back and forth a couple times. And then we landed on 54, which I think is still a pretty great price. They sold it really, really fast, so I'm really happy with it. And next was another Poshmark sale. This is an Everlane women's cashmere ballerina sweater in a size medium. This sold for $45 with a Poshmark fee of $9, and then I was left with $36. This sweater was from a flip lot once again. It took about 2.5 months to sell, so I was actually about to relist this sweater. And it ended up selling outright, which is amazing. I don't have a ton of sales that just sell outright, but this one was great. Like I said before, Everlane is one of my favorite brands. It always sells fast and for a really great amount, so we're just sticking with that. Everlane's just, it's amazing. If you're not picking up Everlane, you're missing out, I tell you. And the last sale on October 30th and of last week was a pair of Bionic women's Kiara Pro sneakers, and I think they were like a navy blue. They were in a size 8.5. They sold for $42 with a Poshmark fee of $8.40, and then I was left with $33.60. These shoes also came from a flip lot, and they took 1 month to sell. The sun is slowly disappearing, so the lighting is getting really bad, so apologize about that. But these shoes sold really, really fast, and they had a really great profit. I had them listed at $50 originally and then received a $42 offer and went ahead and accepted. It was very reasonable and it moved them very quickly, so I'm really happy with the sale. Alright guys, that is it for this week's What's a Wednesday video. Hope you guys enjoyed watching. Let me know what your favorite sale was down below. I don't think I had one. I think I had a lot of great sales, but I really did like the one state pants that sold. That was a really great sale and it really surprised me as well. But I hope you guys are enjoying watching these What's a Wednesday videos. Don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed, subscribe if you haven't already, and hit that bell notification to be notified every time I post a new video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you again next week in the next What's a Wednesday video.